Hello folks, Triple T Cat here. I'm going to be playing some Civ 6 today, which this game just came out a few days ago. I've played one game all the way to completion, and I guess this will be the second one. I'm going to play, I was just been thinking about this, I think I'm going to play as Trajan of Rome for this playthrough. On our first game we played on King, and we won a cultural victory. We're going to play on Emperor. We'll play at standard. I normally prefer playing at epic game speed just because you get that more, I don't know, that grander feel. But for the sake of this playthrough not being 800 hours long, although I may lose, we'll see. We'll see how we go. We'll play on standard though. Map type. I'm gonna pick fractal because the last one was on continents, and basically I'm trying to pick up all the achievements in this game at some point. And we're gonna play on a large map. That was good. Yeah, so my first game, I'll let Sean Bean talk.
Beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest, from this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Cast your net wide, O Trajan, Emperor of mighty Rome. Your legions stand at the ready to march out and establish the largest empire the world has ever seen. If you can truly get all roads to lead to Rome, yours will be an empire of great riches and luxuries. Surely then our citizens will proclaim you as their best ruler, the Optimus Princeps.
So, as I was saying, I've beaten this game once, playing on King difficulty, on a huge map, epic length, as Catherine de' Medici, winning a culture victory there. And so, having, played this for 20-something, 25, 30 hours, something like that at this point, because I played a bunch of other matches that I did not end up finishing for one reason or another, I have some thoughts. You guys may not know this, because I've never covered it on YouTube before, but I'm a huge fan of the Civ franchise. Not as much as some people, perhaps. The first time I played it was Civilization 2, which I didn't own. Sort of played that at a friend's house when I was but a wee lad. The first one I owned, though, was Civilization 3, which... What's my close-by luxury resource? Citrus. So we're going to want relatively early irrigation, all open pottery. The first one I actually owned was Civ 3, which I played an insane amount of. I'm trying to remember how old I was at the time. I can't remember what year that would have been, or how old I would have been, like, at all, but I was like a kid, I think it was still in primary school, although I might have been in high school. I really don't remember. Not important. Point is, I played so much of that game. So much of that game. And Civ 5, even more so. Just, well, I don't know actually which one I would have played more of, because I don't have, like, I don't have an hour counter for Civ 3. Civ 5, I think I have something like 350 hours, so quite a lot, but not actually that ludicrous of a number or anything like that. But I was really, really hyped for this game, which is a bit rare for me. I'm going to go... let's get foreign trade before craftsmanship, for no particular reason. Really hyped for this game, which is a bit unusual for me these days. I usually regard new releases with a lot of cynicism and doubt, because I've been burned so many times before. I kind of want a settler here, but we don't know anywhere good to settle yet. I think we're going to produce more military units. Playing on Emperor, I do have to be a bit worried about the possibility of pretty intense early aggression from the AI. You'll notice I didn't build a scout, choosing to put out these warriors instead. That's just because I want to make sure I'm going to have plenty of good defense if the AI does try some kind of early attack against me, which might end the playthrough early if I'm not ready for it. And we don't want that. We do not want that.
No man ever wetted clay.
Yeah, but this game was looking really good leading up to launch. Unlike so much these days, which I end up feeling very, very skeptical of. Everything they were sort of saying about this seemed like it was going to be a very, very strong entry in the series. Am I going to farm a resource? I got rice there, so I think I'll probably wait to get this boost on irrigation. We'll probably do... we might do a settler after this, though, rather than straight into the builder. Because I do want to expand fairly early. Let's put 7 turns on irrigation, and then we will reassess whether or not we want to finish. Oh, nice! I think getting a relic is pretty much the best thing you can find in these ruins early on. All the press leading up to this game looked like it was going to be in really good shape on launch. Civ 5 had not the best of launches. It wasn't terrible on release. It got decent reviews. The fans were a bit disappointed, though. And with good reason. Compared to Civ 4, it was very stripped back and, in some ways, dumbed down. I don't like using that phrase, but yeah, I definitely, in some respects, it was dumbed down compared to Civ 4 and earlier games. They sort of fixed Civ 5 with the expansion packs, though, and the game now is in a great state, which is nice. We'd love to sample your hospitality. I'm going to go ahead and send a delegation here. I find it's good to send delegations as soon as you meet people, because if you wait like 2 turns, they tend to say no and not accept your delegation, which is a pain in the ass. Really quite annoying. So I tend to try and send these as soon as possible. So he's already got a second city, which is just blatantly cheating on the part of the AI. But that's okay, because that's what you get. It's definitely one of the worst points of this franchise in general, is that on higher difficulties, the AI does not play better. They just get massive advantages. They cheat, like, not a little bit. They cheat so fucking hard, it's pretty absurd, actually. This is not... I'm not too happy about this. That is quite close to my capital. I generally like to keep my capital separated from, the outside world, with at least one city between anyone else's borders, but there's really no... We might be looking at an early war with Japan here, which I suppose will make this match interesting for YouTube. I apologize, the commentary in this part is a little bit all over the place. I have this sort of spiel about the franchise and stuff like that I kind of want to get through, I guess, relatively early on, just so that people know a bit about my history with the franchise, what I think of the new game, all that good stuff. But, of course, also thinking about what we're actually doing here. So, do I want a settler next? I'm thinking I'm definitely going to be having an early war with Japan. If we can get archery up and crank out a few military units and just go and nail them, that would... I mean, we maybe don't even need archery. It depends on what kind of military they have. They're not going to have walls for a while. They're really... In fact, I think we're going to want to do this aggression basically as early as possible. So maybe rather than trying to get some settlers out and build my own cities, I will expect to expand to these 2 cities as my first couple of new cities. Rome is going to get its housing cap relatively soon, though, which will put a damper on things. Put a damper on our production, because we won't be growing anymore. And I do want to get these builders out as well, so we don't run into amenity problems. Well, we will get one more housing from the builder, because we'll be improving both these horses and this cattle with our first builder. I'm going to need 2 builders before I can actually get this citrus. I think I'd better get a builder now, and we're going to plan for a war against Japan relatively soon. I'm going to take us off irrigation here, just so that, just in case I were to forget, and because we need animal husbandry right after this worker is finished, which is what we're going to get, which is good. That's good. Yeah, so it's always been kind of a downer for me. I think I was discussing the AI, and it sort of leads on to talking a bit more about this game specifically. it's probably the weakest part of this game is the diplomacy, and it seems like
Valley to me is always a sunrise.
nice.
A glitter of green and golden.
We want to found a city near that. Yosemite gives extra gold and science to every tile around it, so we'll want to put a city somewhere here on this river and in range of some of these tiles near Yosemite. That'll be a really good place for a city at some point in the future. But I think seriously we're gonna go hardcore against Japan to start with here. This may be a really bad idea. We'll have to wait and see. Let's get a Pantheon. Is there any Pantheon we can get that is going to help us basically to just nail these dudes? We could get God of the Forge, which will let us get out more military units more quickly. But I always want to pick fertility rights because I just feel like having better growth rate, it's solid. It helps you throughout the entire game, no matter what you're sort of going for. Growing a little bit better is just always going to be a good thing. God of Craftsmen is actually quite good, and it sort of gets better as you get further into the game and discover more strategic resources. Yeah, it's really a question as to how much do I want to commit to. No, I think we definitely want to get something that will be helpful to us throughout the entire duration of this game. I think I'm going to go for God of Craftsmen. I don't know if we're going to be actually trying to get a religion, but I think having a lot of production, we'll go for that in this game. So Civ 6 came out great overall. Unlike Civ 5, and don't get me started on Beyond Earth, fucking terrible entry into the franchise. So much so that I often sort of forget it even existed because I couldn't bring myself to play that much of it. Beyond Earth, it's just garbage. Oh, I kind of want that builder. Do I just want to declare war right now so I can get this builder? Bring him back here. Then Rome will be sort of nicely developed. We should be able to pump out a bunch of units. I mean, it's kind of... We really only have 4 charges of builder we want to use, but we could... I don't know if we can clear Marsh yet, actually, or not. Or if we need a different tech for that I don't have. We could buy a couple of tiles, maybe, though, to put down some other stuff. Kind of want to get more intel on them. I don't know why I sent this guy all the way over here. I'm getting a bit distracted by my own commentary. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I mean, I'm going to record a few parts of this before I start uploading anything, so if this just ends up being a really short game, I can always not upload it. Hey. Hojo. Fuck you! Civ 6 came out great, but the AI diplomacy is really weird, basically. The AI behaves very irrationally, and it's very, very hard to make any kind of sense of a lot of the kind of moves they make. Which is weird. Okay, if I bring all my warriors over here, I should be able to get Fukuoka? I guess that's how that's pronounced. Pretty quickly. I'm just going to fortify for now and wait for the rest of my troops to get here. Can I afford to buy... No, that's okay, though. Does this guy have all 3 charges? Only 2 builds. Okay. I was going to say we could maybe cancel the builder that we are building if this guy has all of his charges, but he doesn't, so we'll keep working on that. We want you to not... Actually, no, we'll go past Kyoto. He's not going to have any kind of serious ranged unit power up just yet, so that should be fine. The AI behaves in a very irrational way. They added these Casus Belli, which is a great feature to add. Sort of an enhancement to the diplomacy, particularly when it comes to war compared to previous games. I really need the military policy that's kind of like this, but for land units. We will swap out God King at this point, though, since we only put on God King to get the faith for our Pantheon. If I decide I want to found a religion, we'll build a holy site relatively soon. But for the moment, that's thinking a little bit too far ahead. I really want to focus on nailing Japan. So this, Agoge, we need this. We will get this boost. We'll get this boost in time. So that's all. Good synergy. So Japan, it looks like they probably have 3 warriors. They may have 1 or 2 more, so we're about equal in terms of strength of warriors. I'm, of course, going to be trying to aggress and take their cities, so I'm going to need more forces than them. It's a bit easier to be on the defensive. And the other... yeah, they got another warrior there. So they have 4 warriors, and they have that scout. Because we're playing on Emperor, their warriors are going to be a little bit stronger than my warriors, just in general. And they are also going to be able to... They have, like, big bonuses to production, so they're going to be able to produce more warriors faster than I can. So this could be rough, but I think it'll be okay. Animal husbandry is 1 turn away from being done, which is great. You go there. We're just gonna spam out as many military units as we can, as fast as we can, as soon as this builder is done. Because if we can get both of these cities, that'll be relatively early setup to having for having 3 cities, which is a good situation. Hopefully this guy gets a promotion, because otherwise I don't know if I'll be able to save him.
If there are no dogs in heaven.
Okay. No promotion, so we're going to have to retreat this warrior away. Not gonna be worth losing him. Fuck up this scout. I don't want to actually start putting damage on the city until, you know, I think I'm actually going to be able to take it. Okay, so I got to think here. Do I want to... Early on for your first city, you kind of got to think, do I want to go religion? Do I want to get a religion, or do I want to go for fast tech? I do generally like having a religion, but honestly, in this situation, I think fast tech's gonna be better. But what we're actually going to do is neither of those things. I don't know. The war will probably be over by the time I'd be able to actually have a horseman, so that's not really worth it. We're not gonna kill anyone with a slinger. Well, we might. We could go for archery. Just trying to think of what's going to help us the most in this immediate war. How are we doing? We are going to want to finish irrigation pretty soon, actually, so we can get this connected and not have amity problems. Yeah, so horseback riding would take us 15 turns to research, and probably another... What? How long would it take us to build a warrior or something right now? Yeah, probably at least another 10 turns or so to actually get the horsemen out. If this war lasts for 25 turns, that's going to be a problem for us as it is. But let's go ahead and get a couple slingers to augment our warriors, nonetheless. Hopefully not a terrible idea. This is fairly typical play for me, if you're wondering, like, if people spawn near me, they don't tend to have a good time. This might be suicide. There might be a warrior here and here that can attack him. Nope, okay, good. I guess they're chasing this dude, which is not the best thing they could be doing, but whatever. We're gonna need to sort of surround this and get this under siege, because we can't do a huge amount of damage to it per attack. Just hang out there for now. So you gonna build this camp here. You will be going to improve the right. We can't embark yet, which means it's gonna take a while to get around there. So you'll be going there, and you'll go around here. Just hang out. So hopefully you guys enjoy this series. I don't know, it's been a while since I put anything out on my YouTube. My live stream has been going fairly well, actually, but it's pretty much all rocksmith and or music production these days, which is not something that's necessarily interesting to a lot of my sort of older subs on here. I've been thinking a lot about, you know, what do I want to do, if anything, with the YouTube channel at this point in my life. It's been running for a long time now, and my sort of situation, and also myself as a person, my desires and things like that, have changed a lot since I actually started this channel. So what do I want to do with it? Well, I don't know. I guess make videos. I'm a little bit annoyed about this situation here with this barbarian camp because in order to siege this city, I need a unit here to provide zone of control on the other side of the river. Maybe the barbarians will just be a bro. Like, if this guy just fortifies and just tanks hits from that barbarian, that might work out for me. So these dudes are just chilling out outside Kyoto. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. Start bringing up this slinger. It's really annoying having those barbarians there. I could think a warrior at this point. Okay, if they get tied up fighting the city-state, that's going to be great for me. If these barbarians were to just pretty much ignore what's going on with my dudes, that would be great. Because this guy is blocking the heal, I am going to start putting a bit of damage on this city, at least not attacking with this guy because he's a bit low, at least insofar as it's safe to do so. I'm just going to keep this dude here until he heals, I think. Then he can come around and help in the slinger. I'll be able to put some more damage on the city. I think this war is going to go well for us, actually. I was a little bit worried about this, but I think this is going to go well. Oh, that's good. That's good. We can get Agoge, so we're going to be able to get these troops out faster. And we'll keep on urban planning for now as well. Just getting as much production towards building out these units as we possibly can.
Thousands have lived without love. Not one without war.
I got a request from one of my friends, actually, to do a playthrough of Battlefield 1's single-player campaign. Do Early Empire. I do have Battlefield 1. I'm not enormously interested in the campaigns, but that might be something I would look at that might be something I would look at doing, regardless. And there's a new ED patch as well, so I gotta make a video about that soon. It's kind of cool. There's a lot of stuff I could be covering. What do I want to research? I mean, we might kill someone with this slinger, and if we don't, it's going to be good to have archers relatively soon anyway, because slingers suck so bad. Let's just go ahead and get archery. I think that's not going to be a bad idea. This is actually working out pretty well for me. These barbarians are exerting zone of control for me on the other side of the river, so I don't need to go there. But that guy's about to die. So I should probably look at moving my warrior over to the other side of the river. My slinger doesn't have zone of control, so I won't be able to use him to help in this endeavor. It was probably actually a waste putting that attack on there last turn. I don't want these guys getting too low. Yeah, so we need one more warrior, because we can siege this with 3 warriors. I mean, we got this guy, but... And then just slingers, I guess, to put on sort of safe damage onto the city. And you can now go improve this. Citrus. Builder charge number worked out perfectly, actually. We did all the improvements we could do / wanted to do around Rome with that captured builder and, of course, our own builder that we already had. Seriously? Ah, what a jerk. I thought he was going to keep attacking the city-state, bro, but he should be dead now, so it's not such a big deal. I was going to try and loot this trader, actually, but it's a bit late for that now. Okay. Yeah, so this is not under siege anymore, so that's going to be healing up. I need to think about bringing this guy around. I'm not going to be able to get past Kyoto because those warriors are just hanging out there. I mean, we don't need to bring him around just yet anyway. This guy will get up there pretty soon. Yeah, we just want to fortify. I'm not going to bother attacking with my melee units onto the city. Well, it's just going to be healing itself. It seems like a foolish move, considering I'll just be taking damage to my people that will ultimately be lost. You know what? I would actually accept peace in exchange for the city. It would be better to have Kyoto as well, but I'm not going to do that. That is alright, because I have a good feeling about this war. I think this is going to put us in a pretty good position. I'm a little bit nervous about how little we've actually scouted. Like, if there's other civs around here, they might settle in my south in a manner that I will not be a fan of. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's promote this guy in order to keep him alive. Oh, is that a fucking horse archer? Oh, that's so annoying. This horse archer is just gonna sit there and shoot this guy every turn until I do something about it. Let's get him this defense against ranged attacks. I'm gonna have to kill that horse archer, I think. Which is an annoying distraction from what I was actually trying to do, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I was really hoping these guys would just go and attack Seoul and leave me more or less alone. And now there's the fucking barbarians in the way here as well. How annoying. I think I have enough gold to buy... I could buy a scout with my money, which might be a good idea just to scout out more around here, because I definitely want to be building cities along this river leading off to my south, which I won't be able to do if somebody else settles there first. Okay. I'm really, really not happy about this barbarian camp being here. This is gonna become a real pain in the ass for me. At least they can't melee attack my... Oh, they could, actually. If the horse archer moves here, then this barbarian horseman can melee attack my slinger next turn. I don't know if the AI is smart enough to do that, but it would be really unfortunate for me if they did do that. So can I buy a real military? I could buy another slinger. But I'm not going to. Maybe I buy the scout just so that I can get some intel in the south here. Then again, I'm not going to be able to do anything about it anytime soon if there is somebody else down there anyway, so maybe it's not super important to get that information. Yeah, I'm probably better off using this money to just buy more military units. So let's think about what can we actually bring against here. We're going to have 3 warriors, and then there's 3 places where slingers could stand and shoot at it. So let's go ahead and start making another warrior, because you can never have too many warriors, and just go ahead and buy a slinger. If possible, we want to get the killing blow on this horse archer with the slinger so we can get a boost towards archery. That'd be nice. The archer is a much less crappy unit than the slinger is. Looks like Seoul here is actually deploying its military against these barbarians again, which is good because... Fuck you, assholes! Because I really don't want to be dicking around with these barbarians right now. That is not why I came here. Okay, do you have enough strength left to actually kill this guy? Looks like yes. Don't fuck it up! Thank you. So that'll give us our boost towards archery, which is good. You need to stay where you are so we keep zone of control here, and then that slinger can't be killed immediately. Keep bringing you down. Okay. This is starting to shape up okay, despite the annoying interference of these barbarians. I think we're gonna be getting control of this city relatively soon. This war, we really need to get both of these cities because we've spent a lot of resources on this now. We'll be pretty behind from doing this in terms of our our science, and we're probably not going to go for a religion just because that's more of a immediately competitive kind of thing, and I'm worried that when hey now, what about the zone of control from this warrior? How did the zone of control from this warrior not prevent the horse? Because he was in the zone of control here. It should have cost all his movement to move around the side here. That seems incorrect. Do I not understand the zone of control mechanic as well as I thought? That is possible. least we got the siege thing going on here now. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to keep this guy fortified and hope that Leventa does some good stuff. Oh, why do I keep calling them Leventa? It's Sol. Does some good stuff in terms of helping me out there. Yeah, so I think we're probably not going to go for religion. And in that case, let's go ahead and get writing so we can put up a campus district relatively soon after this war. Come on, attack the fucking Soul Warrior, you jerks. Well, it's a good thing I have a couple extra warriors. If we go across the river here, they might feel less inclined to attack me, but it would be an easy kill, and then this horseman would be with this warrior. Probably don't want that. This guy's doomed, I think. So we'll look to moving this guy around to the other side of the river when this warrior arrives. Okay, let's get some archers. The archers will allow us to fix this whole problem. Oh, okay. So I guess Japan is going to take the wrath of the barbarians instead for a bit. That's all right. In fact, hopefully they kill that that unit off. Hopefully. Okay, this is actually a good situation for me now. That was quite fortuitous. If I'm not mistaken, you can't quite do it. Okay, you step here, fire. You over here. And this guy can't quite get there to continue the siege because of the new move rules, although we might be able to get this caravan. No, I can't pillage it on the same turn that I moved. That's okay, though. Okay. This is a situation now that is actually looking pretty good for me. I would expect this city to fall relatively soon, which is just the best. Plunder the trade route, because obviously. And I want to keep all these guys on sort of at least a moderate amount of health, so we'll have him rest up and heal. You can put some damage on there, though. We want to get this down as quickly as possible. You're going to have to go around here. In fact, I might position this guy to block any reinforcements coming from Kyoto. Nope. I got to get both of these cities now. We're going to take Japan out of the game. I can see that's... I think that's Sumeria's borders.
All you have to do is
Those
cross out the
colors.
wrong
Not 100% sure, though. But we'll have a good amount of space to expand here if we annihilate Japan, most likely. Which would be quite nice. How are we doing? Let's go ahead and get horseback riding at this point. I'm feeling like we might end up playing a fairly aggressive game in general here because I have this big military now. Probably going to be a good idea for me to use it. Probably. And particularly in the early game when there's no sort of warmonger issues, I kind of want to get this granary down. Just so that we can keep Rome growing. Is this enough units to sort of end this war and get both cities? I think probably is, actually. So I'm gonna spend the 6 turns to build this granary here, just so we keep Rome growing nicely. Okay, let's actually swap these units. This guy who's wounded can have a bit of a break and move around the other side there. Yep. I think next turn we will probably get this city. Oh, he can't actually attack. Well, that'll teach me to try and do things I can't actually do, I suppose. Oh, I didn't fire the slinger. What a foolish mistake. Good to see that barbarian encampment's gone. I'm kind of thinking, do I want to capture Seoul? Because it's going to be in range of some of these good tiles here by the natural wonder. Oh, this is my city now. Excellent. Well,
Back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell. And you can foresee the future, too.
we will obviously be keeping this, yes. That's going to be the end of this part with the capture of that city under our belts. Let me know if you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Triple T Cat out.